Hey y'all, what's good? So first video on YouTube. I have a pretty limited time now, but just want to get out here, make music, tell stories, interact with you guys in the comments, just get to know each other better. So it's gonna be kind of a audio experience, some visual element. As you can see, I have some paintings going on in the background here. These are paintings by an artist named Abraham Hulk, and I was just really appreciating his like naval ship and sea art that is really beautiful. And yeah, so just wanted to give a spotlight on like a historical or like a Christian artist, and yeah, let's just make beats and talk, and this will be the first time going through that process together. So I have this sample here. Let's see. I'm starting with like a royalty-free jazz sample that I got from Tracklib. Let's see. Do without metronome. It's quite an interesting turn in the chords here. Checking everything's working fine. Yeah. Okay. So this is like. My instinct when I heard that was like, I want to elongate some of those chords, and I want, though they're sustained and connected, I want to break that up. I want to add something more staccato with the drums. I want to add some pauses, maybe. Like, no, maybe not that, but more like. Yeah, sort of figuring out what kind of feel I'm going for here. So let's figure out what kind of tempo that would be just by doing like a tap tempo. Let's see. 94. Alrighty. And so then I want to hop in with some drums. I have these great kits by DJ Pain 1, a guy on YouTube, like old school producer, been in the game for a long time, and just great packs that I got from the Sample Lab, where they're selling those. So I just need something for now, just to play the role of this beat that I'm imagining. Want something that has texture to it, kind of more of an acoustic live feel. I like this quiet sounding hat here. I'm just gonna bring the volume up a bit. And then just an extra hat for some variety. Maybe an open one too, for a little bit. Just like to bring in some options. And then I have a kick. I need like a snare or a rim. I'll go with some kind of dry, sort of old school hip hop snare, as well as a rim. I like to just kind of play the preview to get a feel for it as well. Yeah, let's give it a go. Just sort of programming this a bit. I've just got a pattern on its own. And I feel like it's like I have the hat on every beat almost, but it might be kind of naturally coming in, ebbing and flowing a little bit. So getting that groove is going to be the goal here. It's definitely a lot more full snare sound. I'm going to go with just the rim for now. And now maybe I'll turn the swing up a bit. That helps a bit. So then I'm also just going to kind of hop into the hi-hats here. I'm just kind of moving them around a little bit, a little later, a little bit later, a little bit earlier. I'm kind of going to create a pattern that's about as long as the actual piano sample, so that I have that space to work in to introduce variation. Let's see. I'm just kind of imagining fills and things that could fit in there. Interesting. When does this third kick come in? Okay, instead of a kick there, though, it's going to be another rim. I almost want rim and kick at the same time. With a open hat at the same time is kind of dramatic and cool. Not before, but around the same time. And then I just try to keep the hi-hat running. Let's see. And then it feels like it's an opportunity to introduce variation like that alternate hi-hat. Let's see. Sounds a little strange. Let's see. Maybe if we correct the timing a bit. So maybe another kick to kind of keep the momentum going. That's slow. Yes, that's true. Like bum, bum. That's cool. Now that would probably be a variation. I probably wouldn't have that going all the time, those 3 kicks at the end. But we're just going to start by laying that in with the sample, and then it'll help me figure out the length of the chops that I need. Interesting. For now, it's a little distracting, the extra kick. Let's just make that pattern unique and just have that as an option. And you just want the timing to feel good, consistent. So it's easier to loop. Kind of thinking sort of a neo-soul, kind of going for an acoustic feel in the drums. Invites some life into the bass and everything too. I don't want the rim and hat to separate so much. I also do want a little bit of I don't necessarily want all the chords that are in the sample, so I just want to kind of prioritize which ones give the vibe that I'm going for. Definitely love the first 4. even though they're sustained, I kind of want to like introduce a chop into the third chord to kind of just for a bit of like silence. Just have to do it in an elegant way. It cuts off at the right time. You can kind of round off the waveform too, so it's not too something that is attention grabbing like that. So it's like song ideas that can easily come while you're making a beat. Once you have the sample and some rhythm established is helpful too. So yeah, 4 bars, and is it 4 bars? This is actually 8 bars. 8-bar loop. That's a great place to introduce variation. Is like, you know, I have this like 2 bar, 2 bar, 2 bar. This is the length of the pattern of the piano playing plus the drums. And then on, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 4th one, introduce a variation before the cycle repeats itself. Is a great place to put that. It kind of gives, and the insistence of the kick kind of carries momentum into the next, the repetition of the cycle. So it's definitely a technique that I like to use and that I notice in a lot of music as well. All right. So some of that could be like that much variation, and jumping around could be verse melodies, and then we come back to something that is going to repeat more. It's going to be a bit simpler for a chorus. So yeah, this is like the beginning of cooking ideas, and just happy to share this process with you guys. I'm going to carry this on in a second part. This is a beginning, getting acquainted with the setup and stuff. Thank you guys for listening. Excited to make this into a full beat, and God willing, a full song as well. Take care. Have a great night.